Cheaters exposed in paternity court? Okay. Rachel Chappell claims she regrets seeking sexual satisfaction. Just say you regret cheating, bro.
I was going somewhere else. We would meet up. We met in his driveway, a hotel. I mean, we had sex, and it was what I wanted sexually. And I was so excited because this guy gave me what I wanted.
Miss Chappell is a married woman who admitted to having an affair.
She's 21? You look 30, ma'am. No offense, but you look old as fuck. Hoping the DNA test proves that her husband Ew.
And was now questioning the paternity of her 5-month-old daughter. Mr. Chappell was a loving man who was heartbroken by his wife's
30?
unfaithful actions.
So, Mr. Chappell,
9-year
you say
difference?
you were elated when your wife
Damn.
told you she was pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then that joy turned to pain when she revealed that you may not be her baby's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You admit you'll be heartbroken if today's test results prove your wife's lover is in fact the child's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
This woman spent no time playing the victim card and told the courtroom that she grew up without knowing who her father was and how it affected her. What makes no sense is that people like her are what caused these issues in the first place.
Hurt me when I grew up not knowing who my dad was.
Then who's that?
And
Who's next to
finding
you?
out when I was younger like that, it really tore me apart. My daughter doesn't deserve that. She deserves to know.
This whole mess started when the two met at a high school football game. Their relationship definitely developed a...
Wait, that guy is 30 and she's 21. If she was at a high school football game, how old is that guy? He has to be in his mid-20s, no? What the fuck?
a little too fast, and throughout the entire relationship, Miss Chappell had the wrong priorities.
Got engaged 4 months later. We got married on Valentine's Day. We had a son together, probably about a year later. I started getting bored with our sex life. I kept telling him and telling him and telling him. I said I wanted to change it.
It takes two people.
Well, if I tell you that we needed to change it, because I wasn't happy sexually.
I'm working 40 hours a week.
him-
I'm trying to
I would
provide for you and my
ask him
son.
Miss Chappell flat out admitted that she wasn't satisfied by her partner's
she's freaky,
intimacy
she's freaky.
and stated that this was the main reason why she cheated on her husband. Mr. Chappell worked 4 times a week to provide for her, and in return...
4 times a week? Or like 4 times whatever she's working?
She does this.
He wasn't scared to go in there and jerk my clothes off and say, I want you like this. I want somebody to take control over me like that. I want that in my sex life, and I should be
Damn.
able to experience that with my husband, but we don't. He never wanted to change nothing. I have the calendar to show I had sex with both of them on the same day at one.
You whore! You slept with your husband and cheated on him the same day after. Yo, imagine her husband was eating her. Oh, that's disgusting.
Point.
Yeah.
Okay.
This woman had intimate relations with 2 men on the same day. There definitely was a major reason to question who the
Yo,
father
what if
was.
one guy has STDs?
Worst of all, she had all these intimate relations done irresponsibly.
I got pregnant.
Were you happy?
Without contraception? Without condom? Yo, she's fucking stupid.
Protected sex with the
No,
gentleman?
It was always unprotected sex. I figured he would pull out, but he never did. And I would tell him constantly, I don't want to get pregnant, I don't want to get pregnant, and he would never listen to me.
Wait, what? He said she never want to get pregnant and he didn't listen? So he still nutted inside her.
This woman is genuinely one of the
She's
most
stupid. They're
insufferable
both
people on
stupid.
paternity court. Mr. Chappell was horrified to hear her wife talk about another man like this. She would then play the victim card again.
And I'm sorry, but I kept telling you and kept telling you.
Yeah, but unprotected sex, you could have gave me something. You know, there's stuff out there you could have caught. There's more of it than being pregnant. You could have caught
That's
something
true.
and gave it to me.
Mr. Chappell had zero clue about her wife cheating on him for a long time since he was always busy working. When he found out that Miss Chappell was pregnant, he was ecstatic and supported Miss Chappell throughout the entire process.
Damn.
You support her through the entire pregnancy?
Yes.
You go to doctor's visits?
Yes.
We tried to invite the other guy at first to
What,
the
I'm
court.
sorry?
He was okay with it at first.
Your Honor.
And I told him, I said, you know, This guy kept making excuses not to show up.
When Mr. Chappelle found out that there was a possibility he wasn't the father, he rightfully kicked Miss Chappell out of his house. She then seriously called herself an honest person after all she did.
How do you think it's going to make me feel that, she's pregnant by possible with another man? How do you think it's going to make me feel?
But I made a mistake, and you shouldn't judge me for that. If I
Mistake? Where? You made not one mistake, you made like hundreds of mistakes. You cheated on that guy multiple times. You decided not to wear a condom multiple times. You decided for him to nut inside you multiple times. Where, you know how, that's not just one mistake, that is consecutive multiple mistakes at the same time, bro. What are you talking about?
I'm honest with you.
Mr. Chappelle was absolutely heartbroken by this entire situation. The other man she had an affair with wanted nothing to do with the baby, so the stakes were extremely high. The DNA results were in.
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Chappelle, you are not her biological father.
What'd you do this for?
I'm so sorry.
Miss Lassio was in paternity.
What happened afterwards? Wait, I want to know what happened afterwards. So what happened to the kid? Yo, if I was the guy, oh my god, I am so done. I would crash out.
Court to prove that the defendant, Mr. Abbott, is the father of her 7-month-old daughter. What didn't make sense was that Miss Lassio literally cheated on Mr. Abbott.
I'm here today to save our family.
GG, you ruined it already.
I'm here today to show Jacob that he is the father of our 7-month-old daughter, Aubrey. That I have made a mistake, but I know he is the father of Aubrey. Our relationship has been very bumpy. Jacob has no trust in me at all.
This woman definitely lacks some brain cells. She admitted to cheating on her husband and then wondered why her husband didn't trust her.
He will never, even if you guys reconcile, he can never trust you again. There's like literally no chance. For the rest of your life, it's gonna put in the back of his mind that you cheated. And there's no trust at all. It's GG.
Mr. Abbott was ready to leave this woman as he had no interest in raising a baby that isn't his.
True. Chuck, I was ready to go. This courtroom, calling her has actually saved us as of right now, and I need the results of this paternity today.
She has blue eyes. It is not
to find
yours,
out
dude.
if Aubrey is my daughter, because if she's not, I'm gone. I am gone.
When Mr. Abbott found out that Miss Lassio was pregnant, they seemed happy, but eventually Miss Lassio couldn't handle the guilt and told Mr. Abbott about her affair. What's worse is that she had intimate relations with both men on the same day.
Same day again? What is wrong with women having sex with the same day, dude? Bro, yo, that's disgusting.
Right when she got her first ultrasound, she found out the conception.
I'm telling you right now, gang, it's not yours. Look at her eyes. I can tell you right now it's not yours. Her eyes are blue, dude. None of you guys' eyes are blue. This is GG raps.
And it was Easter, and she slept with him and me that Easter weekend.
Damn.
All right, so Ms. Lassio, how did you end up with another man? You say you made a mistake, but how?
Jacob and I had just recently gotten back together. We were on like a little break.
Miss Lassio would pathetically attempt to justify this by explaining how she had a massive argument with Mr. Abbott on Easter weekend. As a result, she reached out to another guy whom she had intimate relations with.
Your Honor, she also cheated on me with him a year ago and kept it a secret, and thankful for my friend telling me. If he would have never told me, I still wouldn't know to this day. She sat there and lied to me the whole time, saying she didn't do anything. There's nothing to worry about.
Miss Lassio literally cheated on Mr. Abbott multiple times, and it makes...
I don't think at this point, even if it's yours, it's still done, dude. She cheated and didn't tell you. Look at this guy. This guy's face represents me, dude. Bro, even if that kid is yours, I don't think you can get back with her. Honestly.
Sense why he had serious doubts. These instances of cheating would cause a massive rift in their relationship where there was zero trust.
And after that, Jacob started with always thinking I was cheating, always thinking I was up to no good.
Obviously.
Always just automatically assuming like, oh, if you're here, what are you doing here? Oh, it's GPS on your phone says you're here, because he's always had a GPS tracker on my phone.
Mr. Abbott had a very good relationship with the baby and fulfilled his role as a dad. Miss Lassio would point this out in order to prove that Mr. Abbott was the father, and to be honest, it was a weak argument.
The way that Jake is with her, I believe that's only something a father and daughter can have. I know there's step-parents out there that have great relationships with their children, but the bond that they have together, when he walks in the room, the way that she crawls after him first, the way that she'll throw a fit until her dad will look down at her and pick her up, that's not something a step-parent or anyone in the world can have.
Mr. Abbott genuinely loved the baby, and despite the extreme doubts, he was there for her throughout everything. Mr. Abbott works every day to provide for the baby, and Miss Lassio acknowledged this.
I feed her, I change her diapers, I'm there. Every minute I'm not at work, I'm there with Aubrey and the rest of our family.
And with our son as well.
Where's your DNA test the son?
And you have an older son.
Yes.
That's not Mr. Abbott's biological child.
No.
Mr. Abbott was very loving, but he was still aware about the possibility he wasn't the father. He was there during the entire pregnancy, but when it came time to sign the birth certificate, he hesitated.
Get out, get out.
No, I did not sign the birth certificate.
Smart. You should never sign your kid's birth certificate if you have doubts, because once you sign it, even if it's not yours, you have to take responsibility for that kid. Even if you divorce, you still have to pay child support because you signed your name on that birth certificate, even though it's not yours. That's very, very smart.
And
You did not.
no, I did not.
Smart,
and
smart,
that was
smart.
a very awkward moment because I wasn't sure if Aubrey was mine.
Smart,
and
smart.
By then, we had all known that
Super smart.
she had slept with the other guy again. And it was kind of her choice until we got paternity.
Mr. Abbott was just heartbroken by this entire situation, and to make matters worse, the other man wanted nothing to do with the baby and wouldn't be able to
course.
provide for it. The stakes were high, and DNA results were in.
You
Or not.
are not her father.
Look at the eyes, dude. Look at the eyes. Gigi, get out. I think it's better for him.
I'm
This
so
woman's
sorry.
is a devil. Get out, bro.
It's over.
Mr. Jameson had serious doubts that he was the father of the defendant, Miss Smith's two sons.
Damn.
He needed a DNA test in order to remove his name from the birth certificate, which he regretted signing.
I moved in with her probably like 2 weeks after
See?
knowing her. And then she kicked me out. You know, she said she wanted to mess with her ex. She ain't know where she wanted to go right now. So,
So you moved, you met, and you all were just having a relationship.
right.
And then how long after that did she kick you out?
I say probably like a month she kicked me out.
Miss Smith cheated on Mr. Jameson with her ex, and eventually, she asked for Mr. Jameson back. Mr. Jameson looked through her phone and found out that she was cheating on him with 2 different men, and even found disturbing text messages.
Because during that text message, she had sex with the dude too on his birthday.
You saw that in the text
Yeah,
message.
yeah. She had sex with him on his birthday.
And this is the same ex.
This is the same ex, yeah.
So, Miss Smith,
Miss Smith was exposed for being a cheater, and as a result, Mr. Jameson did not believe that he was the father. Miss Smith was in denial and tried to convince everyone that Mr. Jameson was the father despite her unfaithful actions.
Both of my kids are his.
She lied about everything. I don't know how many guys it could be.
Damn.
The kids are, it don't even, it's about the kids. They yours.
it's like you're disgusted. What is going on in your mind, Miss Smith? Because you're admitting to these things, so
It's true.
She don't understand why the
It
she
is.
don't understand where the doubt come from, and the reason why is
But
okay.
then you
Miss Smith and Mr. Jameson had an on and off relationship, and every time Miss Smith would cheat on Mr. Jameson, he would always end up coming back to her.
See, you're letting love blind you, dog. You shouldn't have signed the birth certificate in the first place if you had doubts, dog. Let this be a lesson. These kids probably are not yours either.
Miss Smith would then accuse Mr. Jameson of wanting to escape the responsibilities of a father.
he don't want to man up to his responsibilities though. As a father of both of my kids,
he
which
has
I know he
doubts,
is
man.
a father, He don't want to man up.
It's not about manning up.
It is about manning up.
Kids, you know what I'm saying?
That means financially, physically, all that, Benjamin.
I've been there too. I bought diapers, bought clothes,
How many
toys.
times? How many
it's not
times?
about how many times. I do it when they need it.
Miss Smith seriously had no loyalty and cheated on Mr. Jameson throughout their entire relationship. Mr. Jameson would then describe some of the text messages he found when going through Miss Smith's phone.
Mr. Jameson, you're seeing this and you're saying these are not just flirtatious text messages.
Yeah, you know, sending naked pictures, you know, trying to pose up, do a little pose and...
Were you sending naked pictures to men, Miss
No.
Smith?
I don't even know what he's talking about. I really don't.
Miss Smith would
She's
deny
lying
everything
out her
and still
ass.
kept telling the court that Mr. Jameson was the father. Mr. Jameson would then submit a calendar keeping track of all the events of the pregnancy.
Right here, July 20th. That's the last, around that last week, that's the last time we had sex.
The baby's due date was June 8th.
June 8th. The baby came 2 months earlier.
I also...
2 months to 2 weeks?
2 months. The baby was born...
I mean, 2 months is it's still not that common, but it is still plausible. And it's crazy that he kept a track record too. That's so little trust, dude. Just leave, bro.
April 16th.
He was premature. That's what it was. He was premature.
The calendar was not lining up with anything Miss Smith was saying. Miss Smith would then claim that she saw Mr. Jameson at a family party and were attempting to have intimate relations with each other.
He got to an altercation with someone, and we was trying to have intercourse around that time, and he couldn't do it.
Trying to have it is not the same thing.
But it did happen. We had to switch positions because your hand was messed up. What are you talking about?
Your Honor,
Yes, it was.
Miss Smith had little to no evidence to back up her claims. Mr. Jameson did not sign the baby's birth certificate, but he was still there to look out for them and take care of them.
But he said he signed it, though.
Miss Smith was delusional and firmly believed he was the father.
When the results come back, that you just squash a whole bunch of stuff.
Still.
I'm tired of going through stuff with you.
You can't, there's nobody squashing
But
cheating.
Miss Smith, let's be honest. I mean, you seem so sick and tired, but the behaviors that led to this, so much of it is your doing and what you're doing. And
Miss Smith was being a huge hypocrite and was literally complaining about the consequences of her own actions. Miss Smith truly lacks accountability and then starts to play the victim card.
Like, I want my family to. We always begin to arguments over little crazy
This already seems like a dysfunctional family.
nonsense
Let's get to the
stuff,
results,
and
man.
then it just leads right back
crazy
to
nonsense stuff,
about
Donna.
the
We're
kid.
too old for the
kid's
nonsense.
not mine. Don't
Bad
call me about the
energy,
kid.
bad vibes, we don't
Miss Smith really wanted to have a stable family even after she played Mr. Jameson, but she clearly had problems as she was always lying. The talk was now over, and
Finally.
the DNA results were in, and
You're
it was
not the
time for the
father.
moment
Get the fuck
of
out
truth.
of there.
Mr. Jameson, you are the father. You are the father.
I'm relieved. I'm happy. I'm happy.
What do you feel, Miss Smith?
Because I'm tired of just going through so much with you. I'm serious, yo.
I didn't expect that. I've never seen you or the... Bro, the kids will have so much trauma either ways. You notice that? There's so many distrust in this family that I can already tell the kids will have trauma. Oh my god. That's crazy.